In einem starken Herzen findet sie Kraft zu jedem Problems. Mit dieser Einstellung stütze ich auf meinen neuen Fall. Ich bringe die einzige Wahrheit ans Licht. Und das in der Folge? Ein zerrissener Hakenseil. Kommt es da wohl mit dem Wassertank auf sich? Und außerdem ist es eine zerbrochene Vase. Wie zur Hölle ist es ja eigentlich kaputt gegangen? Das erfahrt ihr jetzt. Auch wenn ich das jetzt weiß, habe ich jetzt einen ganz klaren und einen scharfen Verstand. Man nennt mich Star Nolly. So, und damit willkommen zurück zur neuen Folge Genshin Impact. In der letzten Folge sind wir hier auf Hinweisen gestoßen. Und ja, seht ihr selbst. Da haben wir einige Hinweise, was in der letzten Folge passiert ist. Also ja, wir wollen ja Hinweise untersuchen, aber unter uns ist ein Verräter. Ein Verräter am Start. Ich muss erstmal kurz leiser stellen. So, wie ich gesagt habe, Verräter. Irgendwer. Wir haben schon einige an Items, was wichtig ist, und Hinweise. Wo haben wir damals? Auch weil man ja immer dieselben Aussagen würde. Also hier sind die drei wichtige und ein paar Hinweise. Es fehlen noch 2 Hinweise. Also ich muss es jetzt wahrscheinlich ein bisschen sputen, dass hier was ist. Hier kann man zurück in die Oberfläche. Also was wichtig ist, genau wie das Black Screen kommen würde. Das hat Lene gerade nicht erwähnt. Also das ist schon mal ein Haken. Aber hat er das schon mal benutzt?
Perhaps it was a prop for a different trick. But why would it have been left here?
Whatever it
is, let's make a note of it first.
Zurückgelangenes Hakenseil. Warte, das ist eine Verbindung zum Seil. Das ist da haben wir schon mal die Verbindung von Seil. Und da war schon mal abgebrannt wurde von diesem Wassercontainer. Vielleicht ist ein Hinweis.
The floor is wet. Please be careful not to slip.
Speaking of which, why would there be water here?
Wahrscheinlich eine weitere Zauberrequisit. Haben die nicht gehört?
That can't be. The trolley moves along tracks from start to finish. It couldn't have hit the vase at this distance. Let's note this down too and think about it later.
Sie brauchen eine Vase. So. Ein Kleidungsstück.
Chosen from the audience was wearing, right? Her clothes are here, but she's nowhere to be found.
Lenny sagte nichts davon, dass man hier irgendwo Kleidung wechseln müsste.
Right. And do you really need to do that if you're kidnapping them?
Ey, wenn es super aussehen würde. Kleidung des Mädchens. Hauptsache nicht hier im Alter von 18. Alter, nee, das muss zensiert. Aber Kleidungen so, also, aber wir sind nur auf Hinweisen. So, da, was so, Der Lüftungsschacht. Kann es sein?
What is this place?
Sieht aus wie eine Lüftungsöffnung.
It seems someone could fit through here.
Huh. Could this have been the suspect's escape route?
Alone, perhaps. But if they had to pull another person with them, the space would be too narrow.
But there are no other ways in or out of here.
Doch die Zauberschränke können auch als Ausgänge genutzt werden. Aber gab es überhaupt Ausgänge bei den Lüftungsschächten? Es könnte sein, dass die Lüftungsschächten als Ausgang des Gebäudes sein. Aber Lene und Lynette waren jeweils in den beiden Zauberschränken. Also,
You're right. Let Paimon write that down.
das muss Logik. Lüftungsöffnung des Tunnels, so. Ich bin ein bisschen kurzer im Stress, aber
Seems we're just about done investigating down here. Yes. Let's head back up.
ja, zurück an die Oberfläche. Alter!
Well, we've ascertained the state of the crime scene. Let's find a place to sort out our findings once Malus returns. Seems to me that there are several things that don't add up here.
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle.
So, what did the guards say? Did the criminal escape through the vent?
They believe the odds of that are very low, since the vent leads to the Opera House's basement. The guards have checked the area carefully. No one left through the basement during the performance or after the incident, and no one was
Haben noch
found
die Zeit
hiding
geschaut.
there.
So the tunnels become like a secret chamber then. You know, like the kind you usually see in novels.
Ja, das stimmt.
The plot thickens. Halsey's disappearance and Cowell's death are both quite inexplicable. No wonder Farina was so confident in her accusation. All the current evidence points toward Linny and Lynette.
In other words, the charges are very likely to be upheld unless we make some considerable progress.
Charges and then trial. So if the charges are upheld, they'll announce a sentence? That's right. This is how a trial goes in the Opera House. During the proceedings, the Chief Justice and the oratrice will hear statements from both sides.
Die Autarchie auch?
That's right. This is how indemnitium is produced.
Okay.
Statements from both sides, the defenses from attorneys, witness testimonies, and even the audience's emotions will all be projected on the oratrice. To put it simply, it's as if the oratrice has its own will and is a judge in its own right.
This also precludes any kind of favoritism on the part of the Chief Justice. Not that this has ever happened anyway.
Erstaunlich.
Once both sides have finished speaking, the Chief Justice will make his final decision. This, too, will be used by the oratrice as a reference. Then, finally, the oratrice will be consulted by officials. The result it returns is the will of justice itself. Huh? So that machine is the one that actually decides? I thought Novelette called the shots.
Und darum hieß er Fontaine, das Land der Gerechtigkeit. Das ist der Grund.
In practice, there is very little difference. Both have always come to the same judgment, which is why people have great faith in the Chief Justice. Ah, yes, the guards also asked me to convey that none of us will be allowed to leave this place before the trial.
Huh? Why?
Because we've chosen to act as the twins' proxies. That makes us persons related to the case.
They're concerned that we might be colluding with outside parties, or that we might find outside help to disrupt the case. And even if that were not so, it could prove problematic if we happen to spread key information about the case ahead of time.
I'm ready to break out at any time.
Whoa! There's no need for that! Paimon thinks they have a point. That said, I didn't
Du und dein verdammtes Essen. Wir sind jetzt...
I just hope you don't mind
Ich
the
sag nix.
lack of options. I'm afraid that catering to all tastes is not in the cards, nor is any guarantee of balanced nutrition.
Jetzt ist auch nicht die Zeit, um wählerisch zu sein.
In that case, let's just sort out our findings together here. Pity. I was hoping to take you to try some of Fontaine's famous desserts, too. I mean, what better way to properly think through our findings than over some tea and sweets?
Tee nehme ich. Aber Süßes...
Like such a bad idea after all.
Nein. Paimon!
Just kidding. Haima will still do her best, even if there are no snacks.
Ich kann sie irgendwie eine kitzeln, wenn ich sie irgendwie dahin kriege.
Hmm? What do you mean, no snacks? Of course we'll have snacks. If we cannot buy some, then we'll simply make some. Huh? Here? But how?
Understood, demoiselle. Everyone, please come with me.
Dieser... Ruhig bleiben, ruhig bleiben, ruhig bleiben. Ich... Nicht überanstrengen.
You're carrying a portable stove with you?
Was ist das denn? Aber erstmal schauen. Der Tunnel ist als Hinweis. Und das sind auch noch neue.
Yes, I must be prepared to meet the demoiselle's baking needs whenever the fancy strikes her.
I have eggs, sugar, and almonds at the ready.
Lol.
Good work, you two. Then I'll get to it. Please sit tight for a moment. You'll get to taste my awesome snacks soon enough. These three are quite the interesting group.
Wahrscheinlich etwas, das die Mitglieder der Spina die Rusula teilen. Timecard.
And Paimon thought it smelled good while it was still in the oven. Oh, it's even better now. Paimon can't stop drooling. From the way you
Some...
had these two guys carrying all that stuff around, Paimon thought you'd have them do more during the baking process.
Okay, Unbekannte. Wer ist es? Wer ist das denn? Okay, was ist das? Das ist bunter Burger. Was ist das? Das hat... Was ist dieser Witz für ein Mist?
You ended up doing the entire
Digga!
yourself. Beating the egg whites, almonds, everything.
Das macht mich fertig.
Applauding.
Aber nur kurz.
And I was giving encouraging smiles.
Ach, das hat Palmer nicht gemeint. Aber na gut.
I was just thinking, aren't you worried about getting your fancy dress dirty beating egg whites and baking like this? Well, I don't think it's carved in stone anywhere that fancy ladies can only read books, sip tea, ride horses, and play the piano. I just really enjoy making snacks. Don't underestimate beating egg whites, by the way. It's a real arm workout. You also need to beat them to just the right consistency, or your macarons will crack. Anyway, give these a try, fresh out of the oven. There's 3 for each of us. Only 3?
Bunte Burger.
Well, eating too many sweet treats might send all that sugar to your head. You wouldn't be able to think clearly about the case on a sugar rush, would you?
Tea is ready to be served as well. This is Demoiselle's favorite, strong black tea with a floral fragrance that clears the mind and lifts the spirit.
Danke.
No need for concern. I'm merely doing as I should.
All right then. Down to business. As Paimon mentioned previously, the tunnel seems to be something of a secret chamber. However, we can assume that Linny and Lynette were not alone within it. Some criminal also occupied its sealed confines. The magician twins could have committed the crimes, of course, but they lack any logical motive. Exactly! Why would they do such a thing right when everyone was watching?
Wären da noch 2 weitere Personen, das vermisste Mädchen und der Verstorbene?
The flower vase and the thud we heard during the performance could indicate some altercation between Halsey and the criminal in the tunnel, resulting in the shattering of the vase, the discarding of her clothes, and her abduction. Perhaps the criminal thought that since she was chosen from the crowd, she would be too easy to identify if she was still wearing the same clothes. Paimon thinks that makes sense, but the real trouble is...
Es gibt keinen dritten? Drei? Nein! Nein!
None of the clues we found thus far support the existence of this third person. But the only people left to consider are both technically victims, whether it's the missing girl, Halsey, or poor Cowl. Huh. Could Halsey have secretly made modifications to the magic props in order to murder Cowl before making her escape?
Aber sie wusste nichts davon, wie der Zaubertrick funktioniert.
That's right. And even if she had tampered with the setup, she would need to understand the entire trick to pull it off. Nor does she have any motive. The guard said that she has never had any dealings with the magic troop's members. Were we not thorough enough in our search? From the sound of things, this is turning into an impossible case. Your macarons are amazing though, Navia. They smell great! They're nice and crisp and super sweet. They are my specialty after all. And I see you've already had 5 of them. What? 5? Oh, that can't be right. Paimon only counted 3, honest.
Please don't worry about it. At my age, a few less sweets might actually be a good thing.
No. Being greedy is one thing, but Paimon knows how to count. Besides, Paimon knows that if she ate too many, then others wouldn't have enough.
Kein Problem. Ich weiß, du isst gern Süßigkeiten.
Wait, even you don't believe Paimon? How could you? If Paimon ate those 2 extra macarons, then may they turn into stone in her stomach. Alright, we get it. Well, I suppose one of us might have gotten too engrossed in our chat and eaten them by mistake. No big deal. Maloose, set up the stove again if you would. Huh? What are you doing?
Es kommt nicht Wasser, noch mehr.
Everyone gets 3 macarons, of course.
Das ist doch nicht nötig.
Exactly. We don't want to trouble you.
As you wish, demoiselle.
And
Oh,
I
nein.
have the egg, sugar, and almonds.
Oh nein. Das kommt schon wieder.
Wow, this really is your hobby, huh?
Uff. Ach ja, ja erwähnt.
Well, that's it for snack time. I'm going to have another look around the area.
Ja, Genshin Impact ist sogar 3 Jahre alt. Das Spiel schon 3 Jahre. Aber was ich jetzt noch sehe, sind meine Reise, was ich in den letzten Jahren getrieben habe. Und das werdet ihr wahrscheinlich in der nächsten Aufnahme sein.
I don't know what we're looking for yet, but we've still got some time. As attorneys, I suggest the two of you think the case over again. It would be awkward if you got all tongue-tied on stage during the trial. All right, thanks for your help and for the snacks. It was nothing. A small task for the Spina di Rosula. Silver, Maloose, it's time to go. I'll be back if I find anything new.
Möglichkeit einer Beteiligung eines Dritten. Neues Hinweis.
All right, it's time to put our heads together. We've got to get our defense ready for the trial.
Ja.
Oh, it's probably gonna be a long and difficult case. There's no point in worrying about that now. We just need to prepare. Here, take Pylon's notes. They should help you review the situation.
Ja. So, jetzt gibt es noch einen weiteren Hinweis.
Whoever the murderer was, why would it be him?
Ja.
How strange. There was no third person. And Paimon didn't eat more than 3 macarons either.
Ja, weil du immer nur am Essen denkst. Okay. Wie dem auch sei. Ich werde erstmal Erstmal kurz in links, rechts. Ja. Und jetzt ist ja wahrscheinlich Timeskip oder so was. Aber wisst ihr was? Da habe ich Glück. Ich werde erstmal meine Aufnahme beenden. Nun gut. Es hat euch gefallen. Wir sehen uns das nächste Mal. Und warten bis der Timeskip zu Ende ist. Also, bis zum nächsten Mal. Und tschüss. Siri.